Next up for Steph here is Naomi in an Extreme Rules match, but if you pay attention to the rule change beforehand, Falls Count Anywhere is enabled, so why call this match an Extreme Rules match? Just call it a Falls Count Anywhere match, right? I mean, the only difference between the two is that one of them Falls Count Anywhere, and that's what this match is. Anyways, 3 finishers for Naomi. One of them, she wants to attack you from the back, so you have 2 opportunities to counter her, essentially. The initial setup punch, and then again when she grapples you from the back, like right here. That's pretty generous, but you need to be cautious because she also has a finisher that she can hit you from the front, that little submission she has. So I recommend getting those out of the way ASAP. If you fail to do so, just restart the match. You might get hit with that MyFaction cooldown. Just leave the mode and come back in if that's the case. Then toss her to the outside of the ring, get your crowd and opponent taunt in. And then, the rest is pretty much up to you here. Some people like to use the sledgehammer and wail away. That's okay, but I find that the counter rate for that is actually a little bit higher than I'd like. We need to damage either her arms or legs onto red, and I found just limb targeting grapples do the trick the best. I find that they have a very low counter rate when you're spamming them, so I'm going to get Naomi to the ground as soon as possible and start going to work on either her arms or her legs. These kicks are pretty annoying. I think I'm going to go with the legs now that she just did that. So get her down to the ground, go over to your limb of choice, and start going to work. I'm going to grab the leg here. You do it by hitting circle on the PlayStation, followed by square, which is a light attack. Or if you're on the Xbox, it's B to grab and then X to do the limb targeted attack. You'll have to do this a few times, but it's actually not too bad. We've had far worse. Sometimes when you're a technician like Steph is here, you're a really low overall card against a much higher overall card than Naomi is here, and it takes literally all frickin' match to get their limbs on red. Thankfully, that's not the case here, and if you're using a signature and finisher in this match, which why wouldn't you be, you don't really have to worry about the arms. You can if you want to, just to make life a little bit easier if you don't get your 5 counters in that you're going to need to, but Naomi is a countering machine, and she's going to be on the offense quite a bit, inevitably, so you'll get your 5 counters in. You know, you don't even have to be trying to do it. You'll just naturally get those counters. As a matter of fact, if you were following the advice from the beginning of this video, you're up to 3 or 4 counters already, so just get that out of the way. Naomi is pretty easy compared to some of the other live event challenges. I mean, just count your lucky stars that this was not another damn casket match, right? As for the signature and finisher, you have to get Naomi at least stunned before attempting the signature. You probably won't have time to hit her with both the signature and the finisher while she's stunned, but at least if you hit her with the signature while she's stunned, you'll fill up a finisher bar, and you'll probably have at least a couple of them filled at that point. So if she reverses one of them, you can hopefully hit her with the second one, but this is 2K at the end of the day, and you know how the AI be doing us in these kinds of modes, so just be prepared, don't be shocked, and do note, she might kick out of one. Hell, she might kick out of 2, and if that happens, this is an Extreme Rules match, so that sledgehammer, for example, that Naomi brought in the ring will probably pay dividends later, because hitting her with one of those does quite a bit of damage, and you can go for a pinfall successfully after hitting her with a clean hit from the sledgehammer. Maybe I'll show you what I mean in a little bit here. Naomi's going to try to get us back into the ring, so if she grabs you, just be prepared for that. Even though this is Falls Count Anywhere, so you do need to be extra cautious. I know in the past for Extreme Rules matches, a lot of people in the comments would suggest just fighting in the crowd until you have her beat up enough to the point where, you know, she's susceptible to a 3 count. Unfortunately, that's not going to do the trick in this match because, if, like I said, if you pay attention to the rules change, Falls Count Anywhere in the building. But that's okay. Now we have her ready to be hit with a signature and a finisher, so I'm going to stun her first. And she has a signature, that running butt bump, so I just keep running at her anytime we're both up, and it kind of cancels out her running attack, but if you're good with the timing, just brace yourself for that. She may also try to Irish whip you, drag you into the ropes, things like that, to try to hit her signature on you like that, but look at this, she just wants to hit that signature so bad. So be very cautious of your opponent's signature meter here, and finisher meter for that matter, because like I've said in the past, if they have them, the AI that is, they want to use them. So now we have her stunned. Hit her with an eat defeat. I doubt I'm going to have time to hit her with the finisher. No, I don't. That stun meter does not last long. Boy, that must be nice, huh? I have 3 finishers. She counters the first one, which is very unfortunate, but I have 2 more, and I'll probably need them more than likely, because kicking out is definitely on the table for Naomi as she tries to hit me with the sledgehammer while I'm trying to tend to my wounds. That is not nice. I'm going to get back in the ring here, running attack. And now we're going to try a charged finisher, see if we have better luck with that. Bada boom. Pinning combination. And we'll see if this 3 count hits. She is stunned. She may kick out of it at least once because she has that comeback resiliency. So now she just used it up. You can tell in the bottom right corner she just used it up. So it's grayed out. A second finisher will do the trick, but she says, no way, Jose. And now we're going to use that trusty sledgehammer, that surprise tool for later I talked about. Just going to hit her with it maybe a couple times. Hell, I'll stun her with it because the stun meter fills up pretty fast with the sledgehammer. And we'll pin her that way, and that should be a 1, 2, 3 count. Boom. Nice clean shot to the gut there. And we're going for the pinfall. And that's it, guys. That's how you easily breeze through Naomi for this challenge. The real key to this match is just getting her finishers out of the way at the beginning. Yeah, spamming those limb-targeted attacks because you're less likely to be countered than using a weapon, in my opinion. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Leave a comment, like, sub, all that good stuff, and I'll catch you next week for the Amethyst version of this match. We're climbing the ladder, baby. 1 week at a time. Be well and take care, guys. Peace.